Alright, my peoples, how's it going? Welcome back. So, we got here some prosciutto bread. Prosciutto? If you want to be real Italian, just say prosciutto, pan prosciutto. Anyway, it came out pretty dang good. Now, I used to get some at a local Italian market where I lived in New Jersey, and it wasn't quite the same, but close. I tried, I didn't go too fancy with it. I could have shelled out big money for some really good. I looked it up, see, and they say to use salami and ham, but thinking about it, I think they used to use pancetta. But anyway, the type of meat doesn't matter. I think you could basically throw any deli meat you want. Over here in Puerto Rico, they have something called tocino bread, or basically bacon. So I think they just chunk up some bacon, throw it in there. So the point is, you could do this with any kind of meat and cheese that you want. So I'm starting off here and doing the dough, and I bloomed some yeast in about 2 cups of water, and added some olive oil and salt. And then added flour until I got this consistency and dumped it on the table. And here's where the fun part starts. Get your hands dirty in there. Yeah, that's right. So you want to just knead it out until you get that consistency. Then you keep kneading it. You have to keep going here. You want to develop those beautiful glutens that make the bread nice and chewy. So yeah, I had to do a little research on this, but I think I got it pretty good. I'm going to try it again in the future. As always, you try something and you try to get it as close to how you remember it. And if it doesn't work out, you try it again. So at this point, I'm just going to get it to its final form here. And you want the consistency and the amount of water in it to be right. Take a sip of coffee, and voila. Love a little hand motion. So a little secret here is you want a damp towel, and that towel is clean. It is stained because it's old, but it is clean. But you dampen your towel, and you stick it in the microwave for a couple seconds, and it makes it nice and warm, and that helps your yeast start to bloom some more. As you can see there, it's some cheap salami. I was gonna get some expensive stuff, which I think I should have done because I could have cubed it up better. You got nice chunks of meat, because this is obviously in slices. So it wasn't as satisfying as I remember it. But like I said, it was still tasty. And I got some ham there. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. I gotta have my coffee. I just saw myself drink some coffee in the video. It made me want some. So you slice that bad boy up and put it together. And you're also going to throw some cheese. There we go. You got some mozzarella there. And you can basically use any cheese you want. I had mozzarella and some cheddar. I did it about at a 3-to-1 ratio. 3 parts mozzarella and 1 part cheddar. And yeah, it's working out pretty good. So let me take a minute here and talk about what I'm doing as far as my painting. I have a project coming up. I'm going to do kind of like a series, because coming back to my dough here. So you guys continue watching me. I'm going to form it out. But I used to I worked in a lot of places, as you can see by my mad skills here. I worked in a pizzeria in New Jersey. But I've also worked in the pharmaceutical industry when I was first out of college, and I worked in the animal laboratories. So needless to say, I saw some things there I didn't like, and I had gone to school for it, so that was supposed to be my career path. But after doing it for a couple years, I decided it wasn't for me, and my next few paintings are going to be kind of based on things I saw there. And it's kind of hard-hitting stuff. I want people out there to know kind of what I saw there, and I'm not going to get graphic with it, but you know, everybody knows that it's not the best thing, animal testing, and it is kind of a necessity, but not really at the same time. But we'll talk about it more later. As you can see here, my dough was kind of sticking to the table, and that's because I didn't, you know, some dough will stick to the bottom. If you don't scrape it, then you can't really move the dough along the table the way you should be able to. But that little hand motion I was doing was something I learned in the pizzerias, and I've seen a lot of other YouTube videos, people making pizza, and I will be making pizza soon. But you know, they do this kind of stretch and pull thing, and you know, it's obvious that they never worked in a real pizzeria. But so I could have done it right. It wasn't quite right. The motion was right, but because it wasn't sliding on the table the way it should, I couldn't get the hand motion right. But as you can see, it's basically pizza at this point without the crust formed. But we're not making a pizza here. We're gonna roll it up and make kind of a loaf out of it. And it kind of made like a swirly spiral down the center, as you will see. And because I did that, the ends kind of came out bready. So there was more filling in the center of it, obviously. But like I said, no complaints. It tasted good. It was pretty well dispersed. But I think next time I'm gonna knead in all those ingredients instead of kind of, you know, fold it on itself like I did here. But it's a pretty hefty loaf I got going there. So, like I said, it's a lot bigger than I thought it'd be. So you slap that on the tray, and I put some olive oil on top to help keep it from drying out. And after you do that, you put your dirty, clean towel. Make sure the towel is still damp, and you pop it in the oven. What I do here is, you know, you want your environment to be warm, so I'll turn the oven on just for a few seconds, as you can see here. Just when those coils start to heat up, you want to feel in there. As soon as the air feels warm, not hot, just warm, then you just shut it off again. And that's going to create a nice warm environment along with the towel. And it's going to make your dough rise pretty quick. So, little hack for you guys. So this is just going to be a little topping, a little of that pureed garlic. And maybe I'll do a quick video in the future how to puree, like how I puree my garlic, so I could use it. So you could do 2 whole sleeves of garlic in one little bottle like that. But it comes in very handy. Something as you can see, I use it almost every day in my cooking, the pureed garlic. So after resting this loaf for a little while, probably about an hour to hour and a half, I just scored the top, and I'm going to put this dressing with the garlic and the olive oil, slather that on top, and then you want to pop it back in the oven and let it rest for a little while. And that's what I did, and then I went and took a shower and do whatever, take about a half hour, 40 minutes, and come back to it. And as you can see, it was rising, but as you can see by my hand motion, it was kind of getting wider, not taller. Kind of like me. Keep getting wider. I'm growing, just in the wrong direction. So I decided that it was time to pop it in there for real. I set it to about 420, and about 20 minutes, a half hour later, this was the result. And I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? Comment below. So yeah, as you can see, it's kind of most bread is, the pizza dough is best. I mean, that's what pizzerias do. It's the most versatile. You can make a loaf of bread out of it. You can make a calzone. It looks like a calzone, doesn't it? I mean, that's basically, you know, that's your all-around white bread recipe. It's the same as a pizza dough. Just yeast, salt, oil, flour. But here it is, cutting it up. Got a little food porn for you guys. And you see how it came out like a spiral. And like I said, it was good, but just not quite, you know, that Italian bakery I used to go to. Oh man, That bread was so delicious. But don't get me wrong, this was delicious. So there's some more little close-up shots for y'all. And yeah, test it out. As you can see, I took a bite already. I cheated. But hey, I had to try it. And boy, was it good. So yeah, I'm going to be working on my next painting project, and it might take a little while. It's going to be somewhat involved, a little more technical, and I have some ideas going. But I hope you guys stick around and check in, and I'll be posting an update once I get my first painting done. And in the meantime, you could visit my Etsy shop and check out my paintings. Here's some examples of them. Nomadic Dart at Etsy. Link in the description. But yeah, thanks for watching, and as always, stay free.